Hello everyone. Happy Tuesday. I am super excited to be with you today and do some mystery stamping. I hope that you saw some of the earlier posts about what supplies you need to stamp today and that you're ready to join me. Um, Today is the second Tuesday of the month, which means a few things in my world. First is it is the blog hop with the Tech for Stampers Academy group. And that is a group that I found when I started building my website a couple of years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. And we formed a blog hop to help those like me that didn't have any idea what a blog hop was or that I could even participate in something like that. And now we do this every month on the second Tuesday. So if you are interested in building a website of your own for your business, if you're a demonstrator, then please reach out and I will hook you up with Louise Sims from Tech for Stampers. She is amazing. Hello, Diane. It's great to see you. The other thing that happens on Tuesdays is that my team gathers together on Zoom and we do some stamping and some recognition and we have lots of fun. So that is tonight. And if you'd like to know more about what we do, then let me know and I'll be sure that you get invited to that Zoom call as well. So now Diane is on my team and she's a great stamper. So I have no doubt that she saw my post and she is probably ready to stamp. So that is super exciting. Let's see. I know I've got several things to tell you. This video is posted in my blog at michellesalcho.com, and in that post you'll find information about some of the specials that are happening this month in September. One of those specials is the Perfect Partners, which means we have 6 stamp sets that don't have dies, coordinating dies with them in the catalogs, but for the month of September there are dies that coordinate with them, so you can even purchase the stamp set and dies as a bundle. So that is detailed in my blog. There are a couple of sneak peeks of some of the upcoming classes I have this month, and you can still subscribe to Card Club, which is featuring the Hello Harvest. We're going to use that stamp set today. And the Christmas series class for September is featuring the sweet candy canes and the sweetest Christmas sweet. Boy, that's a lot of and we're actually going to show that that stamp set today too. I have 2 bonus classes this month to go along with World Card Making Day. Stampin' Up has a free event the afternoon of October 1st, and if you take either of the Best Witches stamp set, the Best Witches class or the Christmas Scotties class, if you take both of them, I'm going to include some extra goodies for World Card Making Day, and we're going to Zoom in the morning and make those cards together before we join the Stampin' Up event later that afternoon. So it was just announced this morning that there is a flash sale on Thursday, and the stamp sets in the annual catalog are on sale I believe it's 15% off. I didn't get a chance to get that flyer printed and into my blog, so that'll have to go out in a newsletter later today. So, all right, let's switch the camera and get started on our mystery. All right, so I asked you to gather supplies, and I've got 2 sets here. This first set is, I've got a black piece of cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 11, and it is scored at 5 1/2. And then I have 2 pieces of Designer Series paper. This one is cut at 2 1/2 by 5 1/2, and this one is 2 1/2 by 3 1/2. And that gives you some room to decide where to put this strip of cardstock. You can raise it. You've got, I don't know, this piece of cardstock is 1 1/2 by 4 1/4, so it will go end to end this way. All right. The second set of supplies, and this one we are going to use the Best Witches stamp set with it. And then the second set of supplies I pulled is I pulled a piece of crumb cake that is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And then the coordinating cardstock. This is from the Rustic Harvest Suite. And yeah, that's right. And it is cut at 2 1/2 by 5 1/2. This is also from that same pack of Designer Series paper, 2 1/2 by 3 1/2. And guess what? This strip of cardstock is 1 1/2 by 4 1/4. And then with both of them, I have a large circle that I have die cut for using the stylish shapes. Oh my gosh, I'm really stumbling over what these names are today. I'm actually going to turn this one this way and do it a little differently. Let me show you the ones that I've already created to give you an idea and give you a chance to I know with mystery stamping, sometimes I have a hard time visualizing, and so having the sample first is helpful. So this is one of the cards that I made using the Bewitching stamp set and punch, and I teased you a little bit. I shared with you the hat and the boots, the legs, a little earlier, and told you that we would solve that mystery today. We're actually going to stamp the inside of this card today. So that is one sample that I made. And then I used the Christmas Scotties because I'm in love with the Christmas Scotties. And so, I'm sorry, and these papers, this designer paper, all 4 pieces, is from the Celebrate Everything Designer Series paper. Now, this paper is a host item, which means that when your order totals $150, you earn Stampin' Rewards. And with those Stampin' Rewards, you can select this Celebrate Everything Designer Series paper. And then it would be, well, if you had a $150 order, you would have earned $15 in Stampin' Rewards, and you could pay $3 extra and select this paper. It is an amazing pack of paper. It has 48 sheets, and there are 12 double-sided designs, and it has every occasion listed. We're actually featuring this paper again on Thursday's live, which will be at 9 in the morning. Okay, so that's where these papers came from. This is the Bewitching bundle here and the Christmas Scotty bundle here. And then I also had a sweet candy cane example that I made using the Sweetest Christmas Designer Series paper and the Sweet Candy Canes stamp set and dies. So this technique, this recipe, this layout, sketch, whatever you want to call it, was actually inspired by a Canadian demonstrator named Anne Granger. At least, gosh, I'm pretty sure she's in Canada. And her design was much like this. She had a large circle and a small circle. She used twine. She did not use this. She used the, oh my gosh, decorating with trees. It's the stamp set that I'm featuring in November's Christmas class. And I thought that was just an amazing layout with so many possibilities. Like, you can stamp on this circle like I did here, or use that circle as a background for your die cuts like I did on these two. And for today's card, we actually are going to follow something more like this. We're going to stamp on this circle directly for the ones we're going to make. I'm trying to decide if I should. I'm going to go ahead and do the background for this first, because I'm afraid if I save it, I will forget it. And I'm really trying to do better at not leaving the insides of my cards naked. That hasn't always been terribly, I haven't done a good job of that, actually. I've been leaving them naked a lot since I've been stamping. But I saw this on someone's card and I thought this would be super cute. We're going to put her little legs up like that, and we're going to drop another spider right here. So here's our spider, and I want you to notice something. This spider I stamped without using the Stamparatus, and if I had done this using the Stamparatus, I would have been able to get a really dark image, dark solid, like I did on these, because I could stamp it multiple times. And I should actually cut a piece of that paper and show you what I mean, because it's it makes such a difference, especially when you are stamping and you need some, you want something that is that solid. Okay, and you know what? As I say that, I need to use it for these too. Oh my gosh. Okay, I forgot about that. So let's grab a Stamparatus. And I do not need the foam mat because this is a red rubber stamp. So let's put it out of the way. I could probably use a clean piece of grid paper. Oops. Well, that's a brand new unopened pack. Let's see if I've got one that's open. Well, I think I do. Okay. All right, here is, looks like I need to order some more of that. Okay. Now, I can use the hinges here or here, and I'm a creature of habit. I've told you that before, and I almost always stamp this way instead of this way. Part of that is because, especially when I'm on camera, I don't have room out this direction to put this down and ink up my stamp, where I do have more room left to right. All right, so let's line this guy up and grab a magnet. Push this so that I know that it's in the corner, and then I can use the grid paper to line up my paper. Oops, I forgot I was going to go this way. Oh my gosh. Okay, I thought I was so ready for this, but clearly I'm still a little flustered. All right, you can see that. So now I pick up my stamp, and I usually put my stamp set over here so that I get a flat image for inking it up. And I need my Memento black ink. So it does feel a little strange to be here on a Tuesday. I might have my days a little confused for a while because I'm pretty used to Thursdays. Okay, now I don't know if you can really see that that is not truly solid, but maybe you'll be able to see when I ink it again, be able to see the difference. But that's the wonderful thing about the Stamparatus. One of the things is that it will allow you to then stamp multiple times till you get your image. As a new stamper especially, it's really easy to be either too timid with your inking or too aggressive. And Stamparatus actually helps with both of those, because if you are too timid, then you might miss places, and then you can re-ink it and try again. If you're too aggressive, then you frequently will get ink on the outside of your stamp on the red rubber over here. And the Stamparatus really helps minimize the halos that can occur when that happens. Oops. All right, let's clean this guy off, because I think we've got a good image there. And I need to re-wet that. Let's get the spider out. And I trimmed my spider a little bit to help guide me with the placement of the stamp, and to minimize that risk of halos. Okay, so I do kind of want that to be straight, so I'm actually going to take this off and see if these lines, if I can line them up. I've got a grid on my acrylic plate as well. I think that's a good place for it. So I forgot to put my stamp set behind this. All right, so I'm gonna continue to darken him up, and you can see, you know, it's not a one-to-one comparison, but you know, it's much lighter than the boots down here. Oh my gosh, I said this minimize the halo, and there I went, I got one. Dadgum. Well, the good news is this cardstock has two sides. And I've now taught you a couple of things. I've taught you what a halo is, in case you didn't know, and that it's really easy to flip your cardstock over or to cut another one when you need it. And I'm guessing that because this is such a narrow stamp, it's easier to get that halo. Oh, and look, this big white spot. You can see how I missed that. Oh, this was a great opportunity. All right, so that worked out the way it was supposed to, because otherwise it might have been a little difficult to see how much restamping darkens your image, but you can see I'm still missing that. I think I'm a little timid after getting that halo. Oh, still want to do that. And I can see there's probably some ink on the boots here. I'm just going to make sure I really rub those areas. Perfect. Now this stamp set, I said perfect, and here I go inking it again. Sorry. I guess part of me thought it was perfect and part of me didn't. This stamp set does not have any greetings. Now it does have some fun stars that we might add. We could add stars around this. You can leave it like that. And we can borrow a greeting from one of the other stamp sets, which I think any of these would be awesome. But I think I like Halloween Happiness. So let me grab it, and I'll put it, I hope I'm not getting my head in the way, put it about here. I'm going to pick it up, and then I'm going to flip this over and use this grid to line up my greeting. So this is especially helpful with your red rubber stamps where you can't exactly see where the greeting is. Now I think that we should use a fun color for this greeting. So I'm going to grab Highland Heather and just ink up. And I'm going to ink it again. So today is an absolutely lovely day here. We have the windows open downstairs, letting the fresh air in. So I'm in Tennessee, and we have new neighbors across the street, and they have 3 large dogs that are now barking. Hope you can't hear them, but you might be able to. Okay, oh, you know what? You can see, when I hold this up, you can see the image that's stamped on the other side. I think once we get this down, I guess if you know what you're looking for, you can still see it. I don't know that it's really, well, maybe it is. I may have to redo that, so I'm not going to take it off of the Stamparatus, but I'll color this with the blends, the same colors that I used here, which are Pumpkin Pie and Highland Heather and Granny Apple Green. And that will be too cute, right? All right, so I can do that afterwards. I'll leave this on the Stamparatus so that I can do another one. All right, that takes care of our little witch. And now does the Scotty needs an inside as well. And I want to watch my time because I really don't want to be on here. We're at 20 minutes. Let's go ahead and work on the pieces together. And if there's some time left over, I'll come back and work on the insides to all the cards. All right, so the first piece we have is our long piece of Designer Series paper, and I'm using my grid paper. I'm going to bring that in about 1/4 of an inch, and even though this is cut 5.5, you may find that sometimes you need to trim it afterwards. Silicone mat out because I'm working with the Stampin' Seal, and sometimes it doesn't want to, yeah, see, it gets stuck and doesn't want to roll easily. And if you've got a silicone mat or the silicone craft mat, you can very easily get it going again. Now this piece, I actually, when I did the others, I just laid something down at the 1/2 inch mark to help guide me in placing the others. Now there's no magic to a 1/2 inch. You can put yours, whatever is appealing to you. And then I wanted to leave a little bit more on the right, more black on the right than I did on the left. And then this piece will go down here after we wrap the ribbon. But I'm not sure what I really want that to be. I pulled out the washi tape because I thought we might want some washi tape across it instead of a ribbon, and that might be a nice change in place of the ribbon. The image that I'm going to stamp is here from the Best Witches, and this is the stamp set in the bonus class this month. I'll use the one with the little cauldron. She's just too cute. I've used her a couple of times, you've seen, and I've already cut out my circles. And I have some magic that I'm going to share with you as well. So Diane, I'm curious, if you're stamping along with me, what are you working with? Okay, forgive my head. I'm going to try not to get it in, but this just fits within this circle. I have a friend in the Rubber Queens team that does a lot of demonstrations at the team meeting, and she has a magic box that allows her to speed up her demonstration. And so we're going to pretend that I have a magic box, and I'm going to show you. Pull out, go to my magic box, and oh, lo and behold, this is now colored. Was it just a little corny? Yeah, probably was. All right, let's see if we think we would like. Would we like a washi tape? So I've colored her in Highland Heather. Her hair is pumpkin pie, and then the buckle is granny apple green, and those go very nicely with the washi tape set that is in the mini catalog. So would we prefer a little washi tape behind her? And then we could even cut out some washi tape stars. So I don't know, let's give this a try. Okay. Oh, I can't wait to see. So the Fond of Autumn, and I do not have that set. So are you going to enable me and I'm going to need it? That's really not out of the ordinary, is it? All right, so I'm using my grid paper to line up my washi tape. And that one did go a little wonky, but I think it went wonky in the middle, and it's down now, so we're going to have to just leave it. But I think let's do green, orange, and then purple. And I'll go ahead and line them up touching or nearly touching. So this is fun. It'll add a little more color to what we have going on. Don't get too stuck there. So last night, we would normally have had a Zoom. It's open craft night. Anybody can join and hang out and craft with me, whatever you're working on. But oh my gosh, I missed over here. Let's see if oh no, it's gonna tear my paper. Well, maybe that part will be under the circle. Can need to remember that. So I wasn't able to Zoom because my daughter needed to take the new baby, he's 3 months old, to the after hours clinic. And so I went with her. He's fine. Oh my gosh, that is so crooked. Well, we're just gonna pretend that's intentional. He's okay, but you know, she's nursing this baby, and you know, babies throw little curveballs at us, don't they? And so we took him in to get some reassurance that he was doing just fine, and he is. He's just okay. I forgot about the fact that I have a reminder on my phone to take my vitamins at this point. I've got washi tape stuck to me. All right, let's see. Do we like this? In spite of the fact that it is okay, you should be at least even here. I can't figure out why I can't make that. There. Okay. So it would go that way. Okay, Diane, fair enough. Okay, I think even crooked, I kind of like the little washi tape. And then let's punch out some washi tape stars and we'll sprinkle those around as well. We could even add a little piece of twine around that. I think that might be a little overkill, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go with, this is, oh my gosh. Well played, Diane, well played. Diane said I enabled her with last week's selection, so, and then, well, my friend Cindy shared something last week that I think I have everything I need to make it, and I'm gonna need to because it was so stinking cute. I think that's pretty cute. All right, let's grab some dimensionals and put her down. And then with the next card, I am actually, and guys, I want you to know this is normal. When you're working with your Stampin' Blends, they are going to bleed through. So you want to always, you don't want that to show through. So you'd want this to be a layer with something behind it. So don't want you to be, shocked when that happens to you. All right. I think I like her about there. And I had some scrap paper here. Let's put down some washi tape and punch out some stars. The little witch's hat will punch out stars as well as a band for the hat. So and the hat itself. And I feel like I want purple. I've already put 2 greens down. But Cindy made a super cute card, and I haven't had a chance to case it. And I'll just warn you, Diane, that we're working tonight and Thursday. Tonight's make and take is the same cards I'm making Thursday online, and we're using the Celebrate with tags, and I have to admit that I wasn't gonna get it. I didn't need it, and the cards are so stinking cute that it may happen to you too, my friend, or maybe you already have it. Okay, so that gives us 3 little glittery stars. Let's do 3 more. And I'm never really sure where to put my bling, if a card needs bling. Oh gosh, we lost one. Oh, well, that's okay. It's an odd number, and I understand that odd numbers most often are better for your eye than even. Oh, good. It's on your list. Well, okay, let's put a couple little stars here, and then maybe one down here. Do I like it like that? I don't know. I feel like, no, I don't like it like that. Oh my gosh. I should have put the phone on Do Not Disturb. Okay, I like these two. But I feel like maybe that one's fine there, and we just need one like so. I'm not going to use dimensionals on these. Just going to use little dots of blue. One day, this will become second nature, and I may not question myself so much. Or maybe I always will. Of course, we could just fill in one of the stars on the paper. Doesn't really show there, does it? Kind of feels like it's hanging out by itself up there. And since I lost one, I can't pick this one up. Maybe that's my sign. I should leave it alone, huh? Maybe this one just goes right here. See, it really shouldn't be this hard. It shouldn't matter. If I just put it down confidently, we all go with it, right? All right, now I'm not going to mess with that because that will squish the glue out. But that is our first, kind of our first third card for the day, right? All right, and we'll come back and do the insides later. Now this one, I had decided I would try and turn the pattern a different way and put my paper here, and then, oh, how did I have it? I may have to mess around with this a bit. So, I think I did something like this, and then my big circle like that. And then I thought We could even use this here, or just leave it in the inside. I think I might like it just on the inside. But so I played with a little coloring while I was waiting to go live today, trying to decide what I wanted my outline, how I wanted it to really show up. So this one I stamped in Early Espresso and then I colored in Cajun Craze. This one I stamped in Cajun Craze and colored in Cajun Craze. This one I stamped in Pale Papaya as just a really light color and colored in Cajun Craze. And I don't, it's actually my least favorite. I do like the greater definition, and as I'm looking at it in my screen, I have to tell you, I'm kind of liking the Early Espresso one. Now, we could just die cut this one. There are matching die cuts with this stamp set, and use it on top, which, let's see how we like that. It wasn't my plan. I was really just playing around with the coloring, but I don't know. Let's see what we like. Because if we cut this out and we don't like it, we've not lost anything, because that wasn't my plan anyway. All right, set that there for a moment. I'm just going to get out. Actually, this will go in the mini just fine if I trim it. I love the mini cut and emboss machine. And I use it whenever I can. Not that I don't love the larger one. I do. But I find this one just so handy to get out. And this comes with a white and a gray plate. The gray is, if you read the instructions, for embossing folders, but it works very well, has worked very well for any of the die cutting I've done as well. Let me just pull this out. And I think I've got it pretty well lined up now. I also have to confess that my preference is to die cut first and then use the Stamparatus for stamping. I seem to do that better than I do die cutting an image that I've already stamped and colored. But this one is going to be just perfect because I asked it to be, right? Oh, yeah, it's pretty darn good. Okay, so now let's vote. We'll get this out of the way and then we'll vote. So last week, or while I was sick, recently, let's go with that, I hit a few milestones, and I the first one I hit was the $100,000 in career sales, which gave me a bonus in my upcoming check. So I have used some of that bonus and ordered some more storage supplies for my studio. And that's all coming tomorrow, and I'm super excited. Okay, I'm totally happy with this. But I have a couple questions. So, remember we've altered this a little bit. I've got linen thread to make a bow. Should the bow just go here on the stem? I do that a lot. I like it that way. Or do we want to stick to wrapping it around the cardstock? Do we want to wrap it around this large piece of DSP so it's, here-ish? Anybody got any preferences? Okay, so I'll tell you what. Nobody is jumping out. Cindy wants to stamp and not work. Oh, Cindy. So Cindy, you're not going to guide me here? Come on, where's this go? Or have you already had to go back to work? You may have had to go back to work. I don't think I cut that long enough. I did not. Oh, I got a little sidetracked. Okay, so this time I'll cut myself a good long piece. I love linen thread. If I have to pick a favorite ribbon, this is probably the one I'm gonna pick. I think it's the most versatile. And I just cut that long piece in half so that I could tie a double bow. And I'm going to put that, trying to get that tight. I think I'll put that right there. Just going to cut the ends to be about the same length. And I'll get a glue dot. And I'm going to regret that I didn't use my take your pick tool. Well, maybe it'll be okay. All right, I think that's fine. Let's put this down. And I did on this one, I did this about 1/2 inch up rather than the 1/4 inch I did on the other cards. The stem, get your vote. Thank you, Diane. I appreciate the help because it's really not something I'm terribly comfortable with. Okay, and then I like it stacked like that. Does that work okay? I mean, I can't even think of how this would be. If we just turned it sideways, it would be more like this, which, no, I don't like that. I think it does need to be mixed up a bit. Okay. That's the cool thing about this design is there's so many ways that you could take these same measurements and do different things with it, which, you know, is probably true for most of the card designs. I do definitely have some favorites that are my go-to when I'm stuck. And this one will definitely be added to my, well, we'll call it a repertoire, huh? My collection of ideas. And I'm just kind of hitting that at the 3/4 inch this way and 1/4 here, in case you are playing along. And we'll put dimensionals on this guy. So I hope that you will take some time today and go through the rest of the Tech for Stampers in the blog hop. There are, guys, so much talent in this group. Okay, now our circle. I kind of liked it there. I've got a, you know, fairly equal distance on the yellow that's showing. And then I'm going to put dimensionals on here as well. And you can see I colored that, lots of layers of color. It has properly bled through. And what I meant was, if we had stamped and colored on, say, this piece, when you opened your card, all of that bleeding would be here. And that's why you always make sure that you've got something behind it. Okay, I'm really not excited about there being 3 big dogs across the street. And we'll just roughly center that. I think that looks good. And and I like it just like this. I did pull out both the rustic metallic adhesive back dots and the brushed metallic, thinking that we might want to add those, but I am not sure. I'm not sure where I would put them, which is partly because that's just who I am. So I think for now I'm going to leave that, and then if somebody has a vote and they want to tell me where they would put them, then I'm absolutely willing to do them. I do like these, I think. Maybe even the coppery version here. My voice is kind of funny. All right, so that is that. I'm going to pull out all 5 of these. We're not quite at an hour, but we're at a good stopping point. So I think rather than go ahead and do the insides on camera today, I will do those later. The blog post is already posted, but I can go in and update it with the additional photos to show. Oh my gosh, we have too many to fill the screen. That's a wonderful thing, isn't it? All right, we can scoot that guy up, and the little witch's hat is last. Now, if you love these, then let me give you an idea. If you're in the US, you still have time to register for classes that use the Sweet Candy Canes, the Sweet Christmas Scotty, the Best Witches, and the Hello Harvest. I'm not using the witch's hat. Okay, so Diane says the brushed. Okay, she likes the brushed ones. Okay, I'm setting them over here, and we'll figure out where to put them on that card. But these 4 have classes this month that you can take and do more stamping. So you can register for the class at my website, michellesalcho.com, or you can, if you want to shop for any of these, hey, I'd love that too. I'd love to be your demonstrator. If you're in the US, then you can do that. If you just like the tutorial, the measurements are all on the blog post already for these cards, and you can see that they're all the same formula, all the same recipe, just a little different. This designer series paper that was used in these cards will be featured in both the Best Witches and the, oh wait, no, let me take that back. It will be featured in the Christmas Scotties class that is being Zoomed on World Card Making Day. All right, everybody, I think that is what I needed to share with you today. Thank you so much for being here. And if you subscribe to my blog, then my blog is going to hit your mailbox about 4 o'clock this afternoon Central Time. So take care, everybody, and have a great day. I'll see you Thursday at 9 a.m. Central. Bye-bye.